Hey, greetings, everyone. Glenn Calloway from the basement. Today, I wanted to do a bit of a salute, a tribute to the man I think has the greatest resume in the history of pop rock music. I don't think there's anybody even comes close. And that would be Mr. Eric Clapton, who turned 80 years old on the weekend. I am a Clapton fan. I know he turned into a bit of a wanker there in the last few years. And there was a time where I kind of got off listening to him, but I this set came out a couple years ago, the definitive 24 Nights box set with 6 CDs and I think 3 Blu-rays, and started listening to how brilliant these performances were. Each night had a different theme. There was a blues night and a rock night and an orchestral night, and Eric was playing really well there. And this is a great set. So once I started listening to that and bought that, I went, man, I really started to get into Eric again. Let's just talk why I think he has the greatest resume in the history of pop rock music. First of all, the Yardbirds. He was a prominent member of the Yardbirds. People were just freaking out about how good he was on the guitar. Left the Yardbirds because he wanted to pursue his love of the blues. He was a blues man and joined John Mayall's Blues Breakers. The Beano album, fantastic. They were Clapton is God was written on walls and the crazy stuff. Meets Jack Bruce, Ginger Baker, who were prominent members of some of the blues and jazz scene in London at the time, and starts Cream's first album. I'm a big fan of the first Cream album. Then Disraeli Gears, Wheels of Fire, and Goodbye Cream. I was fortunate enough to see Eric quite a few times, and in 1968 I saw Cream at Massey Hall in Toronto. 1969 I was fortunate to see Blind Faith in Toronto at Varsity Stadium, an outdoor show in July, beautiful summer night. And in the 70s, I saw Eric probably 3-4 times before he kind of developed that alcohol drug problem, and he was a bit of a mess on stage. But every time I saw him, he was brilliant. And right up until this tour here, whenever that was, EC was here, that he was on fire. I mean, this is just such a great live album. Have You Ever Loved a Woman, Presence of the Lord, Driftin' Blues, Can't Find My Way Home, Ramblin' on My Mind, Further On Up the Road. Fantastic stuff. I think this tour was from around 1974, maybe 75 at the latest. Brilliant stuff. I saw Delaney and Bonnie and Friends open for Eric Clapton. Of course, we have this incredible album here. I mean, it just goes on and on. Of course, his performance, he was the first, well, besides probably George Martin, he was the first outsider to play on a Beatles record, unless you count Mel Evans. He played on While My Guitar Gently Weeps. George brought him in for that, uncredited. Great live album, Delaney and Bonnie and Friends on tour with Eric Clapton. I have the deluxe box set, which has 4 complete shows. This is fantastic if you can find this. Sound quality, not 10 out of 10, but the performance is 20 out of 10. Fantastic set. Delaney and Bonnie and Friends on tour with Eric Clapton. Solo stuff. Like I said, Blind Faith, Derek and the Dominoes, and then all kinds of stuff like he did. Here's an album he did with Branford Marsalis. Fantastic stuff. Play the Blues, live from the Jazz at Lincoln Center. Love this album. So what I wanted to do, I think I'm going to show a few live ones first. I wanted to rank my favorite Eric Clapton albums. Then there's also the Crossroads box set. Now, back in the 80s, I guess, Bob Dylan's Biograph was the first box set that came out in kind of the rock genre. Followed up 1988. The next major one I remember is Eric Clapton's Crossroads. Now, I don't have the box for this, but I do have the CDs. Would love to find that on vinyl. Live albums. My favorite Eric Clapton live album is this one. But besides the 24 Nights, is live in San Diego. Derek Trucks. I'm going to sneeze. It's almost like my trademark. I get like you guys. I'm allergic to you guys. Live in San Diego. Derek Trucks is in the band on this, so the guitar playing is through the roof. J.J. Cale makes a guest appearance on this. Fantastic album. Fantastic. Some of the tracks. Tell the Truth starts off. Key to the Highway. Got to Get Better in a Little While. Little Wing. Any Day, Anyway. Oh, and Anyway the Wind Blows. That's J.J. Cale After Midnight. And Who Am I Telling You? Side 2, Cocaine, Motherless Child, Little Queen of Spades, Further On Up the Road, Wonderful Tonight, Layla, and Crossroads. It's a really, really strong live album. Of course, Eric's Unplugged album was huge with the song Tears in Heaven when his son had that tragic accident. Very sad. Eric wrote that beautiful, poignant song called Tears in Heaven. Fantastic. That was huge, that Unplugged album. Again, EC was here. Great, ripping, just drenching blues album. Fantastic. And another favorite of mine is an album when he joined Steve Winwood to get together for a tour, and they played from Madison Square Gardens live. This is really good. They do all kinds of Blind Faith songs. They do some Hendrix stuff. Incredible stuff. Album that I wasn't that keen on because I think it could have been better. I was disappointed in Riding with the King with B.B. King. I mean, you think two legends here. They just could have made a better record, I think. But, it is what it is. Later Eric. These are two of his latest albums, and I really like them. It's a mature Eric. This one's called I Still Do, and this one is Old Sock. I think there's a lot of cool songs on these. I'm quite happy with those records. And then there was a tribute to his great friend J.J. Cale, Eric Clapton and Friends, The Breeze, and Appreciation of J.J. Cale, which is a really good album. There's so many good people on this thing. Mark Knopfler, John Mayer, Willie Nelson, Tom Petty. Really good. Excellent. What do I have on vinyl? I have Wheels of Fire and Disraeli Gears. That's it. Sadly lacking in Clapton vinyl. I don't even have the Blind Faith album on vinyl. Damn, I gotta get that. Okay, I'm gonna rank my top 5 Eric Clapton albums. Albums that Eric Clapton. Number 1 for me is Derek and the Dominoes. I know this is not called Eric Clapton, but it's Eric Clapton. Layla and Assorted Love Songs, fantastic album. I mean, just gut-wrenching. This is when he was falling in love with Patty Boyd or Patty Harrison, and he just rips his guts out talking about have you ever loved a woman, and Layla, and it's the vocals are gut-wrenching. The guitar playing is great. Him and Duane Allman together are just ripping it. And not a bad song on this album as far as I'm concerned. That's number 1. Number 2, Slow Hand. This is an SACD, which absolutely sounds fantastic. This has a couple of hits on it. Cocaine, the great J.J. Cale song. Wonderful Tonight was a big hit. Lay Down Sally, which I think is the best song in the album. And yeah, that's a fantastic record. That's number 2. Number 3, his first solo album, Eric Clapton. Produced by Delaney Bramlett. You can definitely hear the Delaney and Bonnie influence in this music. When this album came out, I remember expecting to hear like a real rippin' blues album, and this is more of almost like an Americana type feel to it. It's a really great album, but there's some killer tracks on here. Lonesome and a Long Way from Home, After Midnight, Blues Power, Bottle of Red Wine, Let It Rain. Fantastic record. Eric Clapton. That's the solo album. Next, an album from the 80s. Again, SACD, Audio Fidelity. Journeyman, I'm sorry. Journeyman. I love this frickin' album. It's great, man. Pretending was a hit for him. But Bad Love is great. Running on Faith is beautiful. Hard Times is a Ray Charles song. Hound Dog, No Alibis, Old Love, Lead Me On, and Before You Accuse Me. Just a great frickin' record from Eric. And number 5 would be 461 Ocean Boulevard. Again, Mo-Fi, original master recording. Fantastic record. Motherless Children kicks this off. I Shot the Sheriff, which was the Bob Marley tune, which was a hit for Eric. I think kind of put Bob Marley on the map with most rock fans. Mainline Florida, Gimme Strength, Get Ready, Willie and the Hand Jive. This is a really good album. Again, it's kind of laid back. It's got a few moments, but it's, Eric's kind of a laid back dude at this point. Behind the Sun might be my number 6. This is a really good record. She's Waiting was a big hit for him on this. He does a cover of Sam and Dave's Knock on Wood. Forever Man was another hit. Yeah, it's excellent. I don't think I have anything else to show you. That's about it for my Clapton stuff. But I just want to say that I think Eric Clapton has the greatest resume in the history of rock music, whether you like him or not. Incredible stuff. And thanks. I hope everyone has a great day. Listen to some EC. Take care.